Hi, how can I teach little 3 to 4-year-old boys tennis?
Okay, William, you want to coach a 3, 4, 5 years old kid? Well, the first goal is to make him interested and have fun. So play with the ball, no racket to start. Play with the ball, make him catch the ball, run after the ball, throw the ball, all those things. And then you can make him use a racket, but let the racket be on the ground. You know, don't have him hold the racket at first. He can push the ball with his racket. You go really step by step. Don't try to go too fast, because if he tries to swing and he misses the ball too much, it's going to be boring for him. Make sure it's interesting and fun. That's the key.
I have a Western forehand grip, but I'm considering switching to a more conservative grip. Should I start from scratch with a semi-Western or accept my Western grip identity?
Jake, thank you first for visiting us soon at the Academy, and thank you for your question. If I understand well, you have a Western grip, quite extreme, and you're considering to change to a semi-Western or an Eastern grip. A lot of players play with the Western grip. It's not what I would advise because, you know, as you see, the arm has to be bent. It's more difficult to generate speed, but you can generate a lot of spin. This Western grip helps you generate spin, but no pace. If this is the reason why you want to change, then before that, I would advise you to try other things to be able to keep your grip, because you're playing with it for all your life, and still generate pace, because maybe there are other reasons why you don't generate pace. It's not the ideal grip to generate maximum pace, but you can still find a way to. So I would explore that before changing grip. Now, if you really want to change grip, you're asking me if you go from a Western to a semi-Western, or if you go straight to an Eastern grip. Well, it's basically the same problem, because with a Western grip, you basically play with the back of your hand, as you can see. With a semi-Western or a continental grip, you play with the inside of your hand, as you can see. So it's what makes it very difficult in terms of feeling. You have a feeling with this part, you will have to develop a feeling with this part. That's why in both cases it's going to be difficult, it will require time, and I think you should try both. I would go with the semi-Western first, because the Eastern is so extreme compared to the one you have. I think the ball are going to fly everywhere. With the semi-Western, you have a better chance to find a way to control the ball. But the problem is, if you go to a semi-Western, with time you might slowly slip and go back to the Western without knowing it. First, let's try to generate pace in a different way with, for example, more body weight transfer, for example, longer contact with the ball. Let's see if this works, and if it doesn't, then we'll consider the grip change. Go watch my video on YouTube with the 4 secrets to develop your power.
Let me show you. If I try to force it and I hit the ball as hard as I can, the result won't be good. Now I relax, I stay loose, and look at the difference. Even if you don't hit the ball, just listen to the sound of the racket going through the air when I'm loose. My racket head travels much faster. That is what I call the whip effect.
In that video, you'll find very important tips that will avoid a grip change that is a bit traumatizing.
I'm a 17-year-old aspiring tennis player. I want to pursue tennis professionally. Is it ever too late to start seriously at my age?
Well, Avni, I'm not a dream breaker, and I will never be. So if you dream about becoming a pro and ready to give everything for that, go for it. Now, the only thing I have to tell you is that the chances are low. I've never seen a tennis player who starts at 17 who becomes a professional tennis player that can make a living with tennis. Maybe you'll be the first one. Nothing is impossible in life, but you just have to know that the chances are extremely low, because at every age there are things that you need to master at 10, at 11, at 12, at 13, at 14 on the way to become a professional. So you'll have to learn all those things at 17, step by step. Millions of people are trying, only a few are making it, and they started early. You're starting late, so that's why the odds are very low. But if you have that dream, that dedication, that drive, and you want to try, you want to go for it, go for it. Anyway, what you learn on the way to trying to become a professional tennis player will serve you all your life. There are so many lessons there, in tennis in general, but also in a journey, whatever it is, in a journey that is filled with hard work, discipline, dedication, wins and losses, there is so much to learn. So you'll make something out of it, I'm sure about it. And last thing, tennis is not only to become professional. The immense majority of the people who play tennis play because they love it, because again, they learn a lot, because it's challenging, and because it's probably the best sport in the world. So whatever happens, I'm happy to have one more tennis player.
I want to see Sinner and Alcaraz play on faster surfaces. Like Roger says, could they have the same dominance if court and ball conditions were different?
I agree, Yassine. It would be interesting to see Sinner and Alcaraz play on faster surfaces. Would have been also very interesting to see Roger, Rafa and Novak on faster surfaces, but it didn't happen because in early 2000s, the governing bodies of tennis have changed the surfaces and uniformized them, so there is no more very fast surfaces. But I have a full video on my feed about that question. What Roger says makes sense, but it's not new. When Roger was playing, it was already the case. Wimbledon was probably the fastest surface historically, and now it became a surface that is sometimes even slower than Roland Garros. So you should watch it.
I have an 8-month-old child. When do you think is the right time to start with tennis?
It's always time to start tennis. You can start at 2 years old just by throwing a ball to your kid that can catch it, or ask him to throw the ball to you. Starting tennis doesn't mean necessarily being on a tennis court with a tennis racket. There are many ways to start, but yeah, it's time to start for sure. You know, whenever the kids start to have coordination, you can start to do tennis things. And of course, the earlier the better, because there are ages in which you learn much faster than others. And the earlier you know how to do things around tennis, the better it's going to be for the future. So don't waste more time. Let's go.
I just read your book, Votre potentiel est infini. I find it very inspiring. I can't manage to link your words to my own work, being a painter and plastician. Is my thought process wrong? Is everything transposable?
Merci Mickaël, je vais te répondre en français parce que la question était posée en français. Et pour ceux qui ne parlent pas français, lisez les sous-titres. Écoute, je pense que tout est transposable parce que quelle que soit ton activité, même si c'est une activité artistique, tu peux avoir des objectifs. D'abord, tu peux avoir des objectifs de vie. Tu peux avoir des objectifs dans ton art aussi. Finalement, l'objectif de ce livre, c'est de t'aider à atteindre tes objectifs, quels qu'ils soient. Je ne pense pas que le fait d'être artiste soit contraire au fait d'avoir des objectifs et de vouloir réaliser des choses. J'entends que tu ne saisisses pas comment ça peut être transposable à ton activité professionnelle, mais je pense que ça l'est. Comment faire? Je ne suis pas un expert en la matière, tu l'es. En l'occurrence, je ne sais pas si tu t'es posé les bonnes questions afin de trouver des objectifs pour ton art. C'est ça la question de fond. Il n'y a pas de bonne ou de mauvaise pensée. Faire de l'art en se disant, par exemple, j'ai envie de toucher un maximum de personnes, déjà, c'est déjà un objectif clair. Donc, le chemin de pensée, c'est celui qui va consister à se poser des questions qui vont t'amener à préciser qu'est-ce que tu veux faire de ton art, quels sont tes objectifs donc, dans ton art.